What is really going on between Israel and the United States? Why are Trump's top advisors calling Netanyahu a madman? And why is Washington getting so nervous over Israel's action in Syria? Well, let's explain everything in simple and clear language. So this particular week, it is Israel who carried out multiple deadly airstrikes inside Syria, including one near Damascus, close to Presidential Palace, and another one on Syrian military convoy that was headed to Sweda. Israel says that the convoy was entering a demilitarized zone, that it was targeting groups threatening Syria's Druze community. But Syria has completely denied all these claims. Now here's the bigger picture. The Syrian Druze community, a very religious minority, has been caught in the middle of a violent crisis. Armed crisis between Druze militia and Bedouin fighters have been killed over 700 people this year alone. And this is according to Syrian Observatory for Human Rights. But you know what? Instead of helping the ceasefire, Israel's action may be adding fuel to the fire. You know what's more shocking here is? The United States had just brokered a temporary truce in the region. But Israel ignored that and resumed attacks, surprising even their own closest allies. And now comes the real drama. Inside the Donald Trump circle, many top officials are very angry. They say that Israel didn't warn them. In fact, one White House advisor reportedly said that Netanyahu is acting like a madman. Another one said that what is going on every single day. Some even accused Netanyahu of risking global stability for political gains at home. Now the bigger question, why would Netanyahu actually do that? Simple, because in Israel, the Druze community is very powerful and very loyal. About 150,000 Druze live as full citizens and serve proudly in the Israeli military. Israel sees itself as a protector of Druze minority, not just at home, but also across the border in Syria. So these airstrikes may be part of that particular effort, or at least they are how Israel defends them. But Donald Trump's team doesn't see it that way. US envoy Tom Barrack had earlier told Israeli officials to hold back. Even Secretary of State Marco Rubio stepped in, telling Netanyahu to stop unless Syrian troops withdrew. Yet, Netanyahu continued anyway. Now, even pro-Israel voices in America are speaking out, like Mike Hugby, a very long-time Israeli supporter, called the recent killing of Palestinian-American teenager by Israeli settlers terrorism. He also slammed Israel for making it harder for Christian Americans to visit the Holy Land. Wait, there is more. Recent Israeli airstrikes also hit a Christian church in Gaza, and that too has annoyed the White House. So, why is Netanyahu taking such a huge risk? Well, according to Israeli officials, he believed that strikes are very important for national security right now. One senior Israeli figure said that Trump had encouraged Israel to be strong in Syria in the past. But now things are different. The war in Gaza, the violence in the West Bank, and the collapse of Syria into the hands of Islamists have changed the situation. Even worse, the new Syrian regime, after Bashar al-Assad's fall in late 2024, in Islamist-led and more hostile to Israel. This makes Israel even more nervous about Druze situation in southern Syria. Some Druze leaders want talks with Damascus, others want help from Israel, creating even more confusion. And lately, Washington is clearly uncomfortable. Some officials say that Netanyahu's coalition includes far-right figures who are pushing dangerous policies. And while Trump himself hasn't criticized Netanyahu directly, it's no secret that his advisors are running out of patience. Now the real question, why does this matter? Because Israel's security relies heavily on the US support, from military aid to diplomatic backing at the UN. Now, if this relationship breaks down, it could have major consequences in the Middle East. So now the question we all are left with, is Netanyahu gambling away Israel's most important alliance? Or is he standing up for national interests no matter what the cost is? Right now, both Washington and Tel Aviv are watching each other very closely, and for the very first time in years, the cracks in this powerful alliance are starting to show.